Chris? Chris, how could you, Dad?
Has she still not settled yet?
She must be going down with something.
It's the 5th time she's woken up since midnight.
And that's the trouble, isn't it? Now we don't know if she's really ill or just overtired.
She's not the only one either. Nick, go and sit down.
Look, I'm all right, Kathy.
You're out on your feet. You've got to be up in 4 hours for your paper round, and you've got a full day's work ahead of you.
Kathy's right, Nick. I'll see to this. You get off to bed.
Yeah, I'll help.
I can manage, Kathy.
Elsa, you manage even better with an extra pair of hands.
You've got to be at work yourself tomorrow morning.
Not till late on. I've got that horse sale first thing. Nick, go to bed now.
All right?
Yeah. Now I understand why you were so keen to get me away on time.
Chris, calm down.
It's a bit difficult given what he's done.
Frank, what on earth's he talking about?
I don't know.
Come on, Dad, don't add insult to injury.
Chris, listen to me.
I did listen to you, Dad, remember? We'll forget all about it, Chris. It was just a daft idea.
Will someone please tell me what's going on?
Good idea, and while you're telling Kim, you can tell me.
For God's sake, Chris, calm down. Have us all arrested for breach of the peace or something.
Oh, I should think Dad'd settle for that. Better than hijacking one of his own lorries and arranging for his own son to be assaulted.
I really think one of you ought to tell me what's going on, don't you?
All right. All right. I had thought of staging a robbery and claiming on the insurance.
What?
I know. It was a stupid idea. I only thought of it because we were desperate. When I realized how daft it was, then...
He decided to forget all about him.
Yes.
Or so he told me.
It's the truth!
What's this, coincidence?
Yes.
What?
I don't know, but it was nothing to do with me.
Who was it then?
I don't know. But I intend to find out.
Take my advice, Dad. Have a look in a mirror. Because that'll be the quickest way of spotting the guilty party. Just a second, okay? He came round earlier on. Wanted to ask a few questions.
So how was your night out?
Fine. We had a bar snack in that place outside Hutton.
Was it quiet?
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Gave you a chance to talk, did it? Elsa, I was in the wool pack yesterday when Nick phoned Mum. You know, he only took you out last night because he felt sorry for you. He felt guilty because you never go anywhere. Not to enjoy yourself, anyway.
All right, Kathy.
Can you imagine how he'd feel? He takes you out for some much-needed fun, only to find you have a better social life than the Duchess of York.
You've already said all this, actually.
And you told me you'd do something about it.
And I will.
When? Today? Tomorrow? Next week? Or when you finally get caught?
I'm not some guilty schoolgirl, you know, Kathy.
No, well, you're acting pretty childishly if you ask me.
Yeah, but I didn't actually ask you, did I?
Elsa!
And to be honest, I don't see why I have to account to you or to anyone else for my movements.
Terry, would I wake you up in the middle of the night to tell you jokes? My son is in hospital with concussion. All right. Now, let's get one thing straight, shall we, Terry? Did I or did I not tell you the whole thing was off? Well, don't you have any control over these subcontractors, as you call them? So what do I tell the police when they come round? You screwed up on this, Terry, and if I... Oh, do me a favour!
So, did he do it?
No. He farmed it out, and someone must have mentioned it to someone else. When we called it off, it seems the message didn't get through to the other end of the line.
So what did he say about Christopher?
Oh, that was regrettable, according to Terry, but Christopher wasn't badly hurt, so there was no real damage done.
And suppose all this is traced back to us?
No chance. According to Terry, even he didn't know who did it. There's no way they can trace that hijacking back to us. Always assuming that Christopher hasn't spoken to the police.
Oh, Chris is pretty loyal, Frank.
While he thought I was, yes. But what loyalty would you owe a man who could put you through all that?
But you didn't put him through all that.
But will Chris believe that? Would I, in his position? That's the worst thing about this, Kim.
All right, Frank, just cool down.
The police I can handle. Even Terry Prince's mess up I can take. But I never, ever want to see Chris look at me again. Like the way he looked at me in that hospital tonight.
You know, I was lying in bed this morning, thinking about all the folk round here who don't have to be up for morning milking.
Yeah.
Who've still got hours of peaceful slumber left. Looks like someone else could have done with a few more hours of peaceful slumber, no?
Yeah, well, I didn't get much sleep last night, Joe.
Michael, you've got to put you and Rachel into perspective.
I've got to do what?
Well, you've got to see it as it is.
I know how it is, Joe. Rachel's broken off her engagement.
Yeah, but has she?
What? So, like, it was a bad dream, you mean? She never said anything yesterday. It was just in my imagination, yeah. And any minute now, one of these cows will jump off at moon.
No. She may have said it, but did she mean it?
Is Rachel that much of a practical joker?
No.
Though?
I mean, she said it in the heat of the moment, yeah, but is she waking up now regretting it?
You think so?
Look, Michael, I know it's difficult for you. A bit of a jolt to me when I found out about it as well, but as Ma says, you've had a lover's tiff. And mark my words, it won't be your last. Unless you two start living in cloud cuckoo land.
So what are you saying?
What I'm saying is married couples go through a dozen arguments like yesterday before they even make it to the altar.
Yeah, well, Richard seemed pretty definite we wouldn't even get there yesterday.
Well, it's like our Jack said.
Jack? How many other people have been weighing with a tuppenny worth then?
Well, we just had a family confab about it, and we reckon you've got to start doing a bit of grovelling, my son.
Well, I tried apologising yesterday.
No, the second rule of marriage, which is after the one that says the woman is always right. They're not content with apologies. You've got to do a bit of grovelling as well.
I don't understand.
Well, Michael, you've got to make some sort of romantic gesture as well as apologising.
What, you mean like buy her a bunch of flowers?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, what like then?
Oh, Michael, I can't do everything for you. Look, if you think you and Rachel are worth saving...
Well, why do you think I was up most of the night?
Well, great. So put your thinking cap on. And show Rachel that as well.
Is Kathy gone?
Must have. She wasn't here when I got up.
Oh, that's a shame. Just wanted to have a word with her about what was going on down here last night. After all, I can't get anything out of you, can I?
I already told you, Nick. We just had a few words.
Elsa, I heard. And in fact, I'm surprised Seth Armstrong didn't hear 2 doors down with the racket you two were making. What I don't know yet, though, is what it was all about.
We just had a bit of a disagreement, that's all.
Elsa, is this your day for stating the obvious? Like I said, I heard. Right then. We'll just have to wait until Kathy gets back, won't we?
Look, it was about your job at the Woolpack.
What about it?
I just don't think it's fair, that's all. I mean, she waltzes in, sweet talks your mummy to getting her a job when she knew you'd already asked for one and been turned down.
Oh.
So why did Kathy get it and you didn't? It's favouritism, Nick, and I don't like it.
Look, Elsa.
And I should tell your mum that too when I see her.
Look, hold on. I appreciate you sticking up for me, I really do, but think about it. What with my morning job, the papers and home farm, I wouldn't be able to do the Woolpack as well, would I?
Well, I suppose not.
And even if I could stand up all those hours, I would look after Alice whilst you were at your evening class.
I just thought someone should say something, that's all.
And like I said, I appreciate it, really.
Talking of my evening classes.
You've got one tonight.
Well remembered.
Rachel?
Go away, Mark.
It's nearly past, you know.
I know, I'm still asleep.
But breakfast's ready.
I'm not hungry.
It's Kipper's this morning. Your favourite. Come on, Rach, you can't hide away up here forever, you know.
I'm not.
Joe's been through all the morning papers. There's nothing in them.
I'm not bothered about what's in the papers.
And look, and Michael's not down there either, if that's what's bothering you. He had his breakfast ages ago.
So what?
So what? I thought you might just be interested.
When Michael has his breakfast or when he doesn't, if he does or if he doesn't, it doesn't matter to me anymore.
Why?
Michael and I are finished. Understand? End of story.
Okay. Rachel,
What now?
about breakfast.
Mark, for the last time, I'm not coming down.
So you don't mind then? If I have your kipper. So where's Dad?
I decided to come by myself.
What's the problem? Guilty conscience got the better of him?
In a way. He feels guilty for ever having had such a stupid idea. He feels guilty that you suffered as a result. But as far as what actually happened last night, your father had no part in that, Chris.
So some other villain had exactly the same idea.
It seems that Frank's message to cancel never got through to the men on the ground.
He would say that now, wouldn't he?
It wasn't your father that said that. It was Terry himself. I was there when Frank phoned him at 3 o'clock this morning.
Don't you know, Dad's very good at staging charades.
Oh, think about it, Chris. Even if it was down to him, even if he did go through with this behind your back and mine, why would he choose the one run where his own son was driving?
To throw everyone off the scent.
You really are determined to think the worst of him, aren't you?
I'm sorry, Kim. I'm just not as easily convinced as you.
And is that what you told the police when we left you? That you reckon Frank's behind it? Chris?
No, I didn't.
And why's that?
Because I might be a fool, Kim, but I don't actually believe you shot your own.
And your father feels just the same. And you know that, Chris, don't you?
Christopher Tate, he was brought in last night. Can you tell me where he is?
I only know one thing right now, and that's all. That load was the start of the long haul back for us. Now it's gone. So's our reputation as reliable carriers.
Other firms have robberies, Chris.
Not that stinks as much as this. So whether it was down to Dad or not, it could all add up to the same thing in the end. The final nail in the Tate haulage coffin.
Things may not turn out that badly.
You're very good at playing the little ray of sunshine, Kim. I don't think even you could find the solution in this little lot.
Oh, Chris. I've only just heard I've driven straight up. God, I've been worried sick. Are you all right?
Just don't know where to start. It's like some great jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? Well, first you have to cook the meat, then you add that to the mushrooms, then you add all that to the onions, and then there's carrots to go in somewhere as well.
I thought you were doing your honey glazed pork tonight.
No, Joe managed something exotic and special last night, so I thought I would.
So what's this exotic and special dish then?
Cottage pie.
What?
Well, that's exotic enough, Rachel, believe me. I haven't even mastered simple breakfasts yet.
Oh, dear.
Jack and Robert have got a phrase for it in the mornings. Where there's smoke, there's toast. I'm going to need some help with this, aren't I?
No, sorry, I've got to go help Joe with the shearing.
Jack's off for that machinery demonstration.
How are you getting on, Sarah?
Ah, right on cue, Annie.
I just couldn't believe it.
No, I had a bit of difficulty myself.
Chris Tate smashed over the head, they said, left for dead.
It wasn't quite that bad, Kathy.
Sounded like it. I really was worried sick.
Yeah.
The way the story's going around, I didn't know if you were alive, dead, in some kind of coma.
As you can see, reports of my demise are greatly exaggerated. But I do appreciate you coming up here like this.
Like I said, I was worried.
Like I said, I appreciate it.
Yes, well.
I appreciate you offering to run me back to Home Farm as well.
I was going back there anyway.
In fact, I'd like to show you how much I appreciate it. How about a meal tonight? Just you and me.
Well, don't get the wrong idea, Chris. I came here as a friend, you know, nothing else.
That's what tonight would be. Two friends sharing a meal for old time's sake.
And it's a nice idea.
So it's settled?
I can't tonight. Tony Charlton's asked me out already.
Tony Charlton?
Yes.
You're going out with Tony Charlton?
No, I'm going out tonight with Tony Charlton. There's a difference.
Really?
Tony asked me out as a friend, Chris. Just like you did.
You've got to be careful not to add the carrots too soon.
I think I can manage
Well,
now.
you see, they can catch if you do it too early.
Yes. Well, who needs carrots anyway?
I prefer cottage pie without them myself.
This isn't going to work, is it?
Of course it is.
Jack's right. I'm the red Adair of the gas stove.
Oh, you're not.
No, I'm very good at blowing things up. I'm just not so good when it comes to creating something actually edible.
It's just that you forgot to fry the mince properly, to get the juices, to put the vegetable in.
I know the theory, Annie. I'm just not so good when it comes to the practice.
Look, Sarah.
No, Annie.
What?
I told Jack I'd do this myself, that I'd prepare supper tonight courtesy of my own fair hand.
And you will?
Well, and not if you take it all over, I won't. That is what you were going to say, wasn't it?
I just thought I could offer the odd word of encouragement, that's all, as you were going along.
Jack would still say that was cheating.
What? Just the odd word of advice now and again?
Well, that's all it was.
So Sam's ill again?
So he says. But as his teacher remarked, it's becoming quite a habit, isn't it?
Do you think you should call the doctor out to him?
Child psychologist, maybe. I don't think a doctor would be much use.
Really?
Oh, forget it, Kim. You've got enough problems right now.
Dolly, what is it?
Well, you know all this fuss that we've been having about the school sports day?
Yeah.
Sam's worried about Matt not being there.
Well, you've obviously tried to explain.
Oh, yes, of course. But apparently it's gone a bit further than I realised. Apparently some of the other kids are teasing him quite badly about his father not being around. It's been going on quite a while, so the teachers say.
About the same time these recurrent illnesses of his started.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do about it?
The boy's missing Matt. And there's very little I can do about that.
Well, go on then. Tuck him while it's hot. It won't poison you, you know.
Any chance of that in writing?
Oh, for goodness sake, Jack, it's just a simple cottage pie.
Your vegetarian thing looks nice, Rachel.
There's only enough for one.
Yeah, you tell him, Sarah.
It's warm, it's nourishing.
And it's delicious.
Is it?
Very good, in fact. You're right. It isn't half bad. In fact, it tastes like the pies we usually have. Just what I was thinking and all. Just like them pies your mother used to make.
Michael, come and have some pie. There's plenty left.
Yes, grab a chair.
Oh, I'm not hungry, thanks.
Oh, that's a shame. Sarah's made enough to feed an army.
Came to talk to Rachel, actually.
Chris?
Dad in there.
Chris?
We've got nothing to say to each other, Michael.
Well, I think we have.
And anyway, this is hardly the time or place. I mean, what is going on?
I'm trying to make amends if you'll let me.
Michael,
Let the lad speak, Rachel.
I just think anything Michael has got to say, we should discuss in private.
Look, I made my mistake in public and now I want to make up for it in public too. Firstly, I tried to put an apology in the paper, but the editor wouldn't.
Michael.
Then I thought about buying you a bunch of flowers or something.
Michael, there really
but
isn't
even
any...
that seemed a bit inadequate. So, I decided to get you this instead. And I'm willing to go down on one knee if you want me to.
Whoa.
Mark?
Michael.
And I will, right now, if that's what it'll take for you to put this on. And for you to tell me once again that you'll marry me. Well, don't you like it?
It's lovely.
Well, will you put it on?
I don't think you've got much choice, Rachel, do you?
And they've no idea who did it?
Obviously an organised gang to go to all that trouble.
Well, I have to admit, I don't exactly get on with Chris, but I wouldn't wish any harm on him.
No.
And neither would you, the way he dashed up there so quickly.
We are still good friends, you know, Nick.
Oh, is that all? You seemed pretty concerned, Kath, when you first heard about it.
I think Chris thought there was something more to it as well. But no, that's all behind me now. I'm an independent, hard-living, freewheeling woman.
Who's going out for an evening with the curate.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's the evening I've got ahead of me. Looking after that little one.
Still no better.
I just dozed with Calpol, the doctor said. Oh, I don't believe it.
What's the matter?
We're almost out.
I'll drive to the late-night chemist if you want.
Oh, there's no need. Elsa's in Houghton. Evening class. I'll give the college a ring. Ask them to pass on a message.
Honestly, Nick, it's no trouble. I don't mind.
Look, there's no need. Elsa passes her chemist on the way home. Charlton College?
Well, have you talked?
Yes. Or rather, Chris has talked, and I've listened.
Chris?
I've been telling him that he's been a bloody idiot.
Yes.
That he must be crazy to ever have thought of such a daft scheme in the first place.
That's right.
And that he should be strung up for ever getting involved with the like of Terry Prince.
All of which I agree with.
But?
But, all right. I do accept Dad had nothing to do with last night.
Hi. I've come to ask for cookery lessons. Oh, you shouldn't do yourself down. Everyone thought the food was fine. Actually, I was waiting for you to say, I've told you so. What? I should have taken your advice, shouldn't I?
You didn't.
And now I'm in a bit of a mess again, aren't I?
Oh, I try telling you, Rachel. There's no point hiding behind rows.
No.
In situations like this, there's really no substitute for honesty.
No.
So what are you going to do now?
Nick, I thought you'd be in bed.
Thought I'd wait up.
Oh, right.
Things go on a bit, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Thought they must have done.
So I missed the 9 o'clock bus. I had to wait another hour for the next one.
Give you time to do a bit of reading, though, I expect.
What?
Oh, whilst you were waiting for your bus.
Oh, yeah. How's Alice?
Oh, she's been a bit restless.
Have you been dosing her with the Calpol like the doctor said?
Till we run out of medicine. Then I phoned the college to ask you to get some more. I had to repeat your name 3 times to the secretary before she even remembered you. And then she told me you'd left 3 weeks ago now. Hadn't been back since. So, where were you tonight, Elsa? Last night, last week, and the week before? And more importantly, who were you with?